Can you state your name for the record, please?
Macduff.
All right, we have a few questions about Duncan's murder, so
Sure you
thank
do.
you. Thank you for your cooperation. What was your initial reaction upon discovering King Duncan's body?
What do you think it would be? I was heartbroken. Like, I mean, here we have a king. He's been our king for the last decade plus. He's been a great man. I was absolutely heartbroken. I was in shock. I was absolute just shock. I don't know any other way to put it. Just it was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
I can imagine. Can you describe the scene in the chamber when you found King Duncan?
Well, at first it was just me. Before that, Macbeth had said, "Hey, he's right down that hall because we're supposed to be riding this morning. We were heading out. It was just a quick stay, and the best way I can describe it is just chaos. I walk in there and I'm expecting to see the king just sleeping. I'm gonna wake my boy up, and instead he's sitting there all bloody, staring right back at me. It was absolutely just chaotic, and I mean, it almost sounded like there was just like a loud almost like siren going off in my mind because it was just the last thing I expected to see. That was awful. It was absolutely awful.
Did you notice any signs of struggle or evidence pointing to the murderer?
It's definitely no sign of struggle. I mean, the guy must have been killed in his sleep. There was no I know you guys always look for defense marks and things like that. There's nothing. He just had a bunch of stab wounds in his chest that I could tell. I didn't look around much, but I saw nothing except just blood, blood. No, it just kind of looked like he was asleep, only he wasn't. So it didn't look like he was defending himself at all.
Well, what do you think could be the motive behind Duncan's murder?
Well, I mean, everyone wants to be king, right? And it's got to be someone on the inside because, I mean, we have guards at the gates. We have guards at the door. We have guards at the stairwell. We have guards at the king's door. We have, there's no way someone could have gotten from the outside, come to the inside, killed him, and left. So I think it's somebody within this castle who has a yearning desire to be king. There's no other explanation. It has to be somebody who wants to be king. That could be the only motive. Why else would you Duncan's never done anything bad. He's got an approval record off the charts. There's nobody I can think of that would want him dead except if they want his throne.
Good point. Okay. Have you spoken to anyone who might have information about the murder?
Not just since the discovery. I mean, I ran out and, I don't even remember what I said. It was something like, the king's been murdered. I think I might have yelled treason too. So I haven't spoken to anyone directly about the murder per se. There's a couple things that happened that might be addressed in this questioning after the murder that kind of caused me to maybe question some people. But as far as sitting down like you and I are right now, no, I really haven't. I've just been so upset and just kind of just a little bit on edge. Your king dies. If the king dies, it means anybody else's fair game too, right?
Right.
So,
right. So can you expand a little bit on some things that happened after?
Well, we come back and we start talking about it, just trying to wrap our head around, and then Macbeth comes running in and he starts telling me that the two servants are dead, and I'm like, well, what happened there? And he's like, I killed him. I was like, what do you mean you freaking killed him? How'd you kill him? What? Why? What are you talking about? And he goes on this diatribe about how, when I came in screaming about the murder, he went over there to go check in, and he was so he described it as heartbroken, infuriated, and whatever other emotions. And so he took it upon himself to run into, I guess, the chamber where the servants are sleeping, right? And he claims that he saw daggers there, bloody, and he just took it upon himself to kill the servants because he just assumed that they were the ones responsible. Okay. Well, that's not good because who else could have possibly seen anything besides the servants, right? So if you're trying to figure out who killed your king, why would you kill the two people who are the closest to him in proximity while he's sleeping? Okay. It doesn't make sense to me, and it really makes me a little sus, to say the least.
Okay. How do you plan to investigate the crime further?
Well, I mean, as you know, you had to call me to come back over here. I haven't even been in Scotland. I've been in England. I've been talking to the king over there. I won't say exactly what and for exactly what, but I feel like I needed a head a little more intelligent maybe than mine. So I've been talking to the king. I've been talking to other royalty over in England because they're allies, right? And I'm trying to just get to the bottom of all this. So I figured, why would I ask other people within the kingdom, because every important person was there. You know, every important person, every other thane that we've ever worked with, every noble was in that castle. So no one's going to freely admit something. So I kind of took it upon myself to go a little outside the box.
Okay.
And I'll kind of leave it at that.
Okay. Do you suspect anyone in particular for the murder?
I mean, right now, my prime is Macbeth. I mean, he was the only one who had any kind of information at all. When I came out and I was like screaming, you know, murder, whatever else, I was just in the moment. He comes running out and says that, you know, oh, it must have been the servants, but I took care of them. It just seems a little, again, sus, right? Like we have this guy who comes in and conveniently says that these two servants had daggers on them, but then he kills the servants, so we can't even wake the guys up to ask them.
Yeah.
Like, right now, the only one I could possibly think of would be Macbeth, because he's the only one that has any kind of information or any kind of anything to pinpoint him anywhere near Duncan. Because why would he know to run into the servants' chamber? Why would he make an assumption that these bloody daggers were anything but? You know what I mean? Like, you start connecting all the dots, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So I can't say with 100% certainty, but it just seems odd. And let's not forget too that since this has happened, Malcolm ran away. He's in England. I've seen him. Donalbain, he ran off too. He's in Ireland. So now you've got Macbeth, who the rumor is he's going to become king because he and Duncan are cousins. So can't you kind of start making some? I know you can't answer that question, but can't you start making some connections here of like, you know, they're cousins. There's blood relation there. I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't smell right to me. I don't like it.
So do you have any plans, or what steps can you take to protect the rest of the royal family?
Well, for right now, like I said before, I'm working with King Edward over in England. You know, I know that kind of leaves like my family, because I did not tell my wife so I hope she doesn't see this, but I did not tell my wife why I was going to England. So, you know, between the wife and the kids and all that, I'm probably gonna have to call and just make sure that I get some reinforcements on my own castle, because I mean, right now, like I have to kind of worry about them too. Again, if the king gets killed, all bets are off, right? So I'm probably gonna make sure that my castle's got like an extra set of guards. I'll try to, once I kind of settle my stuff in England, I'll try to like remain in contact with all the other thanes of Scotland and just make sure that everyone's set. But like right now, the main priority is trying to figure out. My theory is that it was Macbeth, but I have to prove it. And if I can prove it, then his rule is completely illegitimate, and I have to figure out a way to get him off the throne. And so we'll have reinforcements and more guards and more protection for every other thane in Scotland, including my own family, who again I'm not there right now. But the big thing is, if it's Macbeth, we have to get the throne from him. Malcolm was obviously stated, he was verbally stated by Duncan after our war that he was the heir to the throne. And if it was Macbeth and he committed this murder, we've got to take the throne from him. We've got to get it settled up with Malcolm. We have to get the throne to the rightful king now, who should be King Malcolm. So.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your cooperation. Please, if we have any more questions, hopefully you'll be able to cooperate with us. Okay?
I will do the best I can.
All right. Stay safe.